What's going on, guys? It's your boy Az. We are back here with another one, and today we're going to be changing gears a little bit. We're going to be talking about 5 things that I have found that Scopely has done right. And I mean, these guys sure get roasted alive when they do things wrong, but I think this time when they've done things right, we got to give them credit to where it's due. So today we're going to be taking a look at 5 things that I have found to be quite useful that they've done in the past, either most recently or in past updates. And feel free to comment below if you guys agree or disagree, or if you guys feel like they haven't done that well, or or they could be doing better. But ultimately, this is my personal opinion, and I think in all honesty, these guys are trying. So I mean, for sure, we got to give them credit when it's due. So, anyways, let's jump right into it here. And sorry, guys, in no particular order. I mean, I just basically listed these off here, so I'm not saying one is more important than the other. But most recently here, I think everyone will agree with me, is these saved squads. And I mean, very nice that these guys have basically given us 4 extra tabs now on top of the original one we had in the past with the 40 slots. And of course, you'll get more slots as you level up and approach level 80. But right now, I mean, we've got a slot for basically Blitz, Raids, Arena, and then War. And I mean, you can see how they have room here to grow these tabs. So that's the nice thing. And for me, I mean, this is really important because I think people are running into lots of problems with all these new characters, all these new teams. And now it's actually nice that you can have certain teams sectioned off for War, certain teams for Raids. And I mean, I'm still trying to make sure I can readjust these as I can here, but like I said, just having those 4 extra slots makes such a difference, and now it gives us so much more room to kind of wiggle around with teams. So that's gonna be really nice. I mean, for sure, they didn't even need to give us an arena one. That's a little crazy. I think I'm just gonna use this as an extra one for raids or something like that. But like I said, amazing that they gave us the room to work with, and this has been one that people have been asking for a long time. And with the way they did it, I like how they did it. It's pretty sleek and gives you access to all the tabs, either in Raids or Blitz or wherever. So that's really nice. And like I said, moving forward, it improves our quality of life playing in the game here. Moving on to the next one, and I mean, this is one that's, I think, bugged a lot of people, but RTA Changes. So now we've actually got, in the last few updates, there's been some nice changes, which has obviously been able to allow more access to the ISO 8s, and obviously this is due to the fact that with the Doom raids, or the new Doom raids, I guess, the old one, the First Strike, didn't require these level 4 and 5 for the ISO 8s for characters, but now they've tried to give more access to new players, mid players, late game players, and of course being able to farm these faster. So these ions are, I think, twice the amount of what it was before, and also these orb fragments as well that they drop, which is nice because then it drops more, it drops more of those T1 materials you need for the ISO levels. And then just most recently in this change, we've got the XP now added in, and I don't know why they didn't do that to begin with. I thought it was weird that they this is similar to energy, so obviously they should have awarded XP in the first place. I mean, it awards gold just like the normal campaign, but it never really awarded experience points. And now with the new changes with XP, and then obviously your level cap as well, that actually helps out quite a bit, because now that actually helps towards pushing us to level 85. So I mean, also nice because if you're a new player and you're trying to get leveling faster, this helps the new guys as well, because now you're getting pretty much twice as much experience with the same amount of energy that you're using in the past. So I mean, still 1-to-1 ratio with the XP to the energy, but nonetheless a nice change, and I thought it was a step in the right direction for sure, changing the ISO 8 requirements for the raids, and then also changing and adding experience points, so that way people can level faster, and it helps kind of get people from A to B, either a new player to mid game faster and leveling faster, or helping us out as well since we're trying to reach level 85. Now the next one here is actually really cool, because now what you can do is you can do an auto basic function when you get it enabled in the advanced settings. And I mean, this is one that I think bugged a lot of people, because not only for raids, for obviously Dark Dimension specifically, you want to save those abilities, and that way you can use it towards the next node. So I mean, obviously in this case here, as you guys can see, all they're doing is hitting the basics and spreading it across. And I think for the symbiotes, where this team basically thrived on using basics, this was actually a very, very nice change that I really enjoyed. And for sure, I mean, lots of people that are trying to get new records for Dark Dimension 4 or 3, or maybe they're just trying to get through 1 and 2 at a record time, now can utilize that basic function. And I mean, obviously, this was one that I did not expect them to even implement. I think as for how long it took them to do the Blitz Sims, I wasn't even expecting them to even tackle this one on until probably another year or so. But they heard what they heard from what the community wanted, and they responded, which is actually really nice. So I think for sure this was one that was a really nice added change. And now for sure, when I've been doing the raids, I've been letting these guys rock and roll with their basics. And once you get down to the last 3 or 4 minions, and you know that the symbiotes or whatever team you're using, Cosmic, Infinity Watch, global teams with Doom or whatever, you can basically just basic and then just go watch TV or something right until it's over. But knowing that these guys have their specials and their ultimates ready to go for the next round. So I mean, as you guys can see here, that's just what they're doing. And I mean, the nice thing too is if you want to switch back to the regular auto, it's just one button away. So I mean, these guys did a fantastic job with this, and I think for sure this increases our quality of life for the game, and basically helps autoing raids, and hopefully they bring out the the raid sims sooner than later. But definitely for sure, I know if people are trying to do those repeat Dark Dimension 3s and 4s, or they're trying to do 1s and 2s with better records, this really helps out by allowing them to do that basic function. And number 4 here is the recent changes to the real-time arena, and they've been slowly working on this with newer updates and recent patches. And now, I mean, now we've got a pretty I think it's kind of nearing what they want now, but it's a very completed version of what they're going for. And basically, I mean, instead of trying to go for all these traits and these attacks from certain there has to be a protector or it has to be a certain character, now they've basically just stuck with the knockouts and the wins, and that has actually kept things really, really straightforward and simple. And now you can pretty much, I mean, I've still got to do one more match here and get a couple knockouts, but I mean, it's made my RTA time go from basically maybe it was before 30 minutes to an hour. Now it's pretty much down to like 10 minutes, because all you're doing is these knockouts and these wins. And in the past, like I said, I think there was way more objectives and way more specific goals that need to be met, like the protectors, or you have to use, for example, a certain character. And they've tweaked and worked on this as they went, so that's really great. Obviously, the matching and the matchups are still kind of wonky, and I still get some weird matchups, which is like totally in the left field, but they are working on it, and I'm impressed with the way they've kind of retweaked it. And like I said, I mean, obviously the rewards for these guys is pretty awesome, and I know everybody wants to just get it done. But like I said, the recent changes have improved the quality of life for our game, and it's given us a little bit more time back. Now we just got to figure out, like I said already, if they can figure out the sorting and the matching and fix that up a bit, I think they'll have a really nice concrete game mode that people won't be, constantly thrashing on about on Reddit, on Discord, and just constant negative feedback, right? But it's a step in the right direction, and I'm happy with it and what they've done with it recently. And last one I'll leave you guys with is, and I'm not gonna say it's a game change or any updates, but I mean, it does fall into the part that every update they're pumping out bigger and better characters, and all the other ones are kind of getting lost in there. Now we've got Deathpool, and her kit looks amazing. She's gonna be she's coming in a few days, but she is gonna absolutely she's gonna be meta breaking. I think there's no doubt about it. I think everyone's gonna agree with me there that she's going to break the meta, and I think lots of people are going to be pumping lots of power cores, lots of resources into her for sure. And what I've liked that they've done is, especially for the new players, as you guys can see here, for people doing the hard difficulty, they requires those 5 devoted characters. But what they've done recently is they've allowed the use of characters that they have access to that don't have those characteristics. So people can still have access to these guys. So it doesn't necessarily, you don't need these specific trait characters for the hard difficulty, and that gives greater access to the free to play players, for players just starting out. And as I already said, if it's a meta breaking character, it gives access to everybody. We can't complain about that. That's just an amazing approach of trying to go with. And I mean, obviously, I also like the fact that unlike Silver Surfer, which was also quite a meta breaking character, this guy is going to be, or this girl, she's going to be available to everybody. And obviously, if you're free to play as well, it's going to be nice to have access to her without having to spend any cash or money. And being able to give that greater access to early players is pretty key. As obviously, I mean, her kit, like I said already, is pretty nuts. I was pretty lucky to pull a pretty high red on her, so I'll be pushing pretty hard for her event. But like I said, really good changes, and just being able to give her access to everybody is just awesome. So great shout out to you guys. And that's it, guys. That's all we got for this time. And those are my five. Those are my 5 things that I believe Scopely has done well. And like I said already, it's my personal opinion. It's not absolute or anything like that. But I've enjoyed the game moving forward in this direction, and I look forward to what they've already got posted for the end of 2021 and early 2022. But I believe they're taking a step in the right direction, and us as gamers and as the fellow players in this game, they're hearing that feedback and they're taking it and they're incorporating it. And yeah, and overall, I'd say we got to give them credit where it's due. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys have any comments or you want to say something else you like, feel free to comment below. But other than that, guys, I will leave you guys alone. Thank you for watching, guys, and we'll catch you in the next one.